When you're picking a bankruptcy attorney, you're probably already stressed out about the situation that you're in. So you want to find the right person so that it doesn't make the stress even worse. First, find someone that has experience. You're going to know right away when you talk to someone how much experience they have in bankruptcy. The stakes are really high for you, so you want someone that you're comfortable with and that you trust. Second, you want to just make sure that you like the person. You're going to be telling them everything about your financial history in the last couple of years. You want to know that you have a good rapport with them and that they understand exactly what you want out of the process. But there's a lot of information out there about what you're going to need to bring to your attorney once you hire them to help you file bankruptcy. So I'm going to go through that list with you. Remember, this is the hardest part of filing, getting all of this information together. So don't get discouraged. First, you need proof of your identification. That means a driver's license or another photo ID along with a social security or tax ID card. Second, you're going to need pay stubs or proof of your pay history. If you don't have pay stubs, we'll work with you to try to get something from your employer showing exactly what you've made in the last 6 months. You'll definitely need tax returns. This is the worst part for a lot of people. So first, get them filed. If you haven't filed tax returns, that's the first thing you need to do. Second, be prepared to turn them over. If you don't know where they are, or if you've lost your copy, you can always go to the IRS website, and our firm will guide you on how to do that. After your bankruptcy petition has been filed, about 4 to 5 weeks later, you're going to have what's called a Section 341 meeting of creditors. This is a meeting between you and the trustee that has been assigned to your case. The trustee's job is to ask you questions about whether or not you have reviewed the petition, whether you understand the information listed, and to ensure that you have listed all of your assets and all of your debts. This meeting does take place under oath, but it is not with a judge, it is with the trustee. The meeting is easy to attend. You just log into Zoom from the comfort of your home or from our office if you're more comfortable with that. Either way, we are on that creditor meeting with you and we're going to make sure you're comfortable and ready for it. Wage garnishments are one of the toughest things that you can face with your creditors. What happens in this process is you can be sued by a creditor in state court. And if they win that lawsuit, which most of the time they do, they can garnish up to 25% of your wages. That's a big hit to take. So if you're facing a wage garnishment, or if you get a letter that you are being sued, you need to contact someone immediately to help stop this process before that creditor takes your paycheck. Some people who file bankruptcy wonder if they're going to have to go to court to face a judge. Here in Arkansas, you generally are not going to have to go to court and be in front of a judge. You will have the creditor meeting, which we talked about earlier, but if you have to go to a courthouse, it's a pretty rare circumstance. If you do have to go, don't worry, you will have an attorney there with you. And the only advice I can give is to arrive early. Don't bring your phone with you because you can't have that in the courthouse, and dress professionally. Showing respect to the court goes a long way. The bankruptcy process varies in timeline. If you're filing a Chapter 7, you can be completely finished with the whole thing in about 4 to 5 months. If you have to do a Chapter 13, it can take anywhere from 3 to 5 years. But there's a lot of reasons where you would want to file a Chapter 13. For example, to save your house or to save your car. So the length of time for the process really depends on your individual situation. You definitely want to be honest with your attorney. You want to be as upfront as possible with all of the questions that they're asking and all of the financial information that they need. It is essential in making sure that you get the relief that you need. You want to communicate anything that's happening in your life to your bankruptcy case team. It's important for them to know if you've got a new job or if you've lost a job or if any circumstances have changed for you financially so that they can address those changes with your bankruptcy petition. You do want to follow the Chapter 13 plan. If you get behind in your Chapter 13, it can be really difficult to catch up. So you want to stay as up to date with all of your payments as possible. First, don't ignore your creditors. They will continue pursuing you until you have paid them. So as soon as you're feeling overwhelmed, that's when it's time to talk to a bankruptcy lawyer. Don't feel ashamed. I have seen all walks of life come into my office. Life does throw us curveballs, and sometimes we need some help to get through either temporary or some long-term permanent changes. Don't be ashamed to call and figure out what your options are. Don't transfer anything out of your name if you think it's going to hide it from your trustee or from the bankruptcy judge. This is a mistake that some people make. Giving away a house or selling a car at a discount price. Some of these actions can actually make you ineligible to file bankruptcy. Always talk to an attorney before making any big transfers if you're considering bankruptcy. The bankruptcy process can feel isolating, confusing, maybe even a little bit embarrassing. But there's no need to feel ashamed or be embarrassed to call a lawyer to see what your options are. Here at WH Law, we have navigated thousands of people through the bankruptcy process, and we've seen them come out on the other side more financially stable and secure. If you think that this process could benefit you, please don't hesitate to call or text or email us. You can always get a hold of us if you think this might be the best path forward for you.